agree upon, I mean the five of us here right now, because we have a certain level of awareness that our minds have synchronized to. So we connect. You understand what I'm saying? But even in law, right? We don't even know law to the degree to where, like if I'm discussing how a person should handle the police, they telling me, nah, because they don't think that'll work because they don't know law. They don't know the police, what they can and can't do, and they don't know their rights to enforce and to protect themselves from, right? You just become what they call subject to. And because these people have a foot up on you because they know something that you don't. You understand what I'm saying? That's why they can issue these citations and whatever they do to you, because they know something that you don't. Once you begin to notice information that they don't know, or I mean, not what they don't know. Actually, they don't know because a lot of quote unquote police officers today don't know the laws that pertain to the citizens' law. Nor if they did, would they inform you of it, because that would destroy their economic gain. Yes. Everything is an economic gain that we're under right now. It all leads to money that plagues us. I'm speaking of the things that are the cures really don't have money in them, involved in. That's why the powers that be never used them, because they know they couldn't capitalize ultimately off of them, right? But this is also where we actually, is our remedy, is everything is Mother Nature, everything natural. Especially when it comes to healthcare, when it comes to travel, understanding traveling versus driving. This is how you supersede a lot of the laws and stuff. Understanding the wordplay, the language. It's the reason why they taught us the language the way they did, because it made us subject to a lot of stuff because we didn't know what certain words mean when we use it. Like the difference between traveling and the difference between driving. The officer asks you, are you driving? You be like, no, I'm traveling, because it's a big difference, and they know that. But we don't. As a culture, we don't. You understand what I'm saying? Food. We don't grow our own food. You see what I'm saying? Therefore, we are subject to somebody else putting something in it, contaminating it, giving it to us, and then we're wondering why we're sick and cancer is rampant, because we don't control our own narrative on no level. That's what these master teachers classes are going to uncover, but also provide remedy. You understand what I'm saying? That's what we need. We need remedy. We need things that are in place, infrastructure that are in place that provides remedy for us. That's why I named this class a spiritual survival guide, because if we don't begin to train ourselves, and I'm not talking about us five here, because I already know us five here are being very adept about where we're at in life right now. But I'm talking about the people that are around us, the people we got to influence to go in a certain direction in these times, because we are living in those times right now where people are perishing because of lack of knowledge. It is the case. You see it every day. It's not a game, but we actually, in the collective, if you follow, any of our people on social media, it's a game. Nobody's taking it serious. You understand what I'm saying? So therefore, we know we have a real problem, because there's real things taking us out, and people ain't even paying attention to it, or act like it even matters. You got 65. Well, no, it might be. Y'all quote me on this number, but you have a certain amount of men and women. I'm sorry, women and children missing right now, and you have a whole community of people who want body parts so they can be something that they're not. You understand what I'm saying? What I'm referring to is you have the transgender community wanting uteruses and scrotums so they can do the switcheroo and become men and women, when the God already made them men and women. They want to switch it up though. So you got a man who wants a uterus now so he can have a baby. Will he be really having a baby? I highly doubt it. He'll be having something else. He'll be birthing something else, because he's not a Stargate. What will he be birthing? What kind of gate is he? Because he's not a Stargate. He won't bring no star beings down. He won't bring star seeds down, because he wasn't created to do that. But they're using their Franken-science, and I'm telling you, they're kidnapping women and children to do this. And we're acting like our people are too busy seeing what the Falcons are gonna do. Who cheering for the Ravens? Uh, love and hip hop. Um, fucking what care about what Jay Z talking about. You understand what I'm saying? We lost. And then all the evidence is coming out that this is happening because you got people like the Epstein guy with the child's the island. You know, it's all coming out. All these politicians and these famous people going down for sex trafficking and sexual assault. So we understand that sex is also a weapon that they're using against us. That's actually supposed to be a tool for creation now. It's a tool for creation, but it's being weaponized. You understand what I'm saying? Every organ, research your organ and see how much each one is worth. From your liver to your kidney to your spleen, everything has got a value to it. Your skin, everything. But we lack value in one another. We don't see the value in one another. You know? So we have to see where we are as a culture and as a people, and where do we stop the bleeding? You understand what I'm saying? Where does it stop? Right? Or does it continue to happen until the last one of us, is up out of here? You understand what I'm saying? So I want to start it off on that level because I wanted to make it real Saturn-like, if you will. I wanted to bring it to ground zero, and then I want to move up from there because we got, I got a 3-hour runtime, but we don't have to go the whole 3. But I'm definitely wanting to shine light on a lot of these situations, and also start speaking about the remedies. Let's start speaking about the tools that's going to make the situation better, and what we can do to start turning things around. So I want to open it up a little bit, kind of break it up. I know I kind of dropped some heaviness real quick, and see if anybody have anything to chime in or offer real quick.
Yeah, I'll chime in. That's the perfect way to start this thing, right?
Right.
Because Sun is ingressing in Capricorn, and that's that Capricorn energy. Start that thing
Yes,
off
sir.
and bring everybody to Capricorn with it. But
Right.
nah, honestly, I agree with the sex part. A lot of thing about the sex, it keeps you locked in that chakra. You know what I mean? Sex is a beautiful thing. It can be amazing. It creates life. It's everything. But if it's not looked at with the right perspective, it definitely will trap you in those chakras, and it's hard to get out of if that's always, you know what I'm saying, constantly flashed at you. Um, so one solution would be to, help people understand, just that little barrier or that little separation of awareness, as opposed to, look, this is beautiful, this is that, but you can get locked in this, and you know what I'm saying. You ever seen somebody like crazy in love or crazy jealousy, and they act from that space, or that beast is me, you call it sometimes? That's still that similar energy. You know what I'm saying? But if you're not aware, you'll get caught in those chemicals. You get caught in that energy. You know what I mean? So the awareness is first thing. So what you're doing right here now, and shining a little light on that, is ultimately, I think, the steps to be taken as far as to bring those certain
Mm-hmm.
solutions. Because a lot of people might not just be like, damn, I didn't even think of that. That I'm caught in this because I'm subjected to it all day, every day. If you
Right.
take sexual energy and use it, is one thing, but if you caught up in it, it's a totally different thing. I don't know if you seen my um, I don't know if you see, I got a grounding thing that
Okay.
you
Yeah.
plug into the, yeah, you plug into the grounding of the outlet, and you put it on. It's made with like silver, and it helps you ground. So of
Okay.
course, a Capricorn Lord doing the solstice master teacher class, you got to be grounded to get this energy right. I don't know if you saw
Yeah,
that. What I,
man. Yeah.
yes,
Okay.
sir.
That's what's up. Yeah. And
Yes,
that to
sir.
piggyback off that sexual energy, like, yeah, that's the realest thing because they get us to abuse this sexual energy, right? With the masturbation, the porn, the over sexualization of the women, the hypersexualization of men. You know what I'm saying? Like, just from jump. Think about, as a kid, I even say as a kid, I say as a teenager. That's when I started to understand how hypersexualized we were becoming as men. How we getting approached by different girls or women, You know, sometimes they were older women just approach you on that sexual tip, and you starting to feel how that affects you, and then understanding that the world is actually desiring you on a sexual level. And I mean the world by that is like there was no other conversation. Nobody wanted to get to know you. They just was sexually attracted to you because of your physique or your look or whatever. And then that's what you start shaping your mind with around love and connection, and you know how you have this interrelationship with men and women, because it's always based off sexual attraction. You know, our parents didn't really teach us like, oh, you know, you sit down and then you get to know her, and then you know y'all go out. I mean, they showed us that on TV, but that wasn't the practice in real life, and everything was just hypersexualized from there, from the TV, you know, even to maybe even your parents. You see what I'm saying? So, um, knowing we know now, you know, understanding sex magic and how to use sex to, you know, create what you want, because that's what's happening anyway. You create children with sex. So if you can create a child with sex, you can create anything with sex. You know what I'm saying? It's about holding the intention in your mind during your sexual, you know, engagement, and then during the climax, holding the vision of what it is that you want. And then after the climax goes down, knowing that the job has been done, and wait for the manifestation to happen. Understand what I'm saying? That's using sex with more intentional sex. You know, sex with a purpose, sex with with an idea outside of let me just get my rocks off. You understand what I'm
Right.
saying? And that's powerful for us to know. That's really the use for sex. You know, after you're, you know, married and have children, you know, you're not just having sex just to relieve your stress. You can actually be creating what you want through your sexual activities. Um, and it puts just a lot more emphasis and a lot more importance on sex now. You know what I'm saying? It's not just a waste. You know, I know everybody. I know I can. I'm gonna talk for myself. I've felt there's been times where I've had sex with a woman, or I've masturbated, and afterwards I just felt empty and horrible, because I know that it was a waste. I got nothing. I really got nothing from it. Even the climax wasn't what it could have been if I had been in a higher state of mind and had better intentions going into the activity. You see what I'm saying? And so that's
Right.
why now I can't even engage like that. You know, I can't even partake like that without there being a real purpose behind the activity. You understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like to even have sidebar conversation about it. It's like, you know, okay, what you doing it for though? You see what I'm saying? I even started going to my Instagram and deleting all the girls who were just on there showing ass all the time and stuff. Cause I was like, why am I looking at this every day? You know what I'm saying? It's like
Exactly.
I'm over a hypersection. I ain't, don't get me wrong, I ain't delete all of them, but I deleted a good portion of them because I seen it was really, I was wasting my time a lot looking at
See,
something
and
that
that's
wasn't giving me
awareness.
nothing. Right.
That's awareness to realize, okay, it's some type of magnetics coming from this, and it's how my body is responding, and it's a natural.
Yeah.
You know, in them old pictures where they show the man stepping on the dragon and he holding up it's always stepping on the dragon, stepping on the serpent, and that's what they call. That's what I think the Egyptians called typhoon, and that was that lower nature. But it
Right.
take, I guess, it take being in that higher chakra or awareness state to even notice how the lower natures are pulling on you. You see what I'm saying? That's why I
Right.
said what classes is what it takes for that awareness. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Right. And I'm glad you said that about the lower chakras and the lower nature, because that is exactly what I need to find a good name for the powers that be. Because I don't want to use certain words, like I'm not going to use words like white people. I'm not going to use words like Caucasian, because I'm not giving any of those groups this kind of power, because they don't have that kind of power. You see what I'm saying? They only got the power that we give them. So what I'm going to say is I'm going to say the powers at B. They know how to attack the root chakra. You understand what I'm saying? And take the root chakra offline. Once the root chakra is taken offline, there's no way you can ascend to the higher chakras. The highest you may go is the solar plexus. You see what I'm saying?
Mm,
You might even be cut off from the heart because the root chakra is being attacked so much because you're just trying to survive. So what I mean by attacking the root chakra, attacking the root chakra is you basically caught in a state of survival all the time. You know what I'm saying? You can't think of nothing greater than survival. You know what I'm saying?
mm,
Money, food, sex, basically the five senses. That's what got you. That's what got people trapped in the root chakra or trapped in the third dimension. Because the third dimension is the root chakra, if you will, of the cosmos. I mean, it's physicality. It's where everything came to become physical. It's dense. It's heavy down here. You understand what I'm saying? But they learn how to they learn how to keep us trapped down here through the cycles of incarnation because we didn't understand how our karma worked, right? Because karma is what gets you trapped. Karma is what makes you heavy. So the more stuff you do in the physical realm, and the more contracts and the more karma you create with people in a physical realm, the more you're responsible for here. You see what I'm saying? It says in it, there's a certain time when we were more etheric beings. We used to cross over back and forth from the non-physical to the physical. I mean, we knew how to walk through the veil, if you will, from the non-physical world into the physical and be physical and then go back to being non-physical. And then something happened that trapped us here to where we couldn't cross back over to the non-physical. You see what I'm saying? And then we would die and not even remember it and come back. You see what I'm saying? So that's to me in my studies and my meditations, that was us falling. The more we fell over time, the less we could cross back over to the spiritual realm. And we stayed in the physical. And the physical became the only real world. You see what I'm saying? And then beings who realized this, because that's why me and you built about this the other day. There were beings that realized this and said, well, look, those beings that used to come back and forth from the spiritual realm, not only are they not coming back and forth from the spiritual realm anymore, but they're stuck here and they don't even know who they are. How about we go tell them who they are and then we control their narrative, and now we control it now. You see what I'm saying? So, and that's just a story, that's a theory, that's, you can call it conspiracy theory if you want, but we have to begin to ponder on what happened so we can start to reboot our memories, because we have, I call genetic amnesia. We have genetic memory amnesia. We don't remember our past on no level. So when we incarnate, we don't remember who we were before we incarnated, nor do our family bloodlines who are here in physicality have records of our bloodline from antiquity. You see what I'm saying? So we're cut off. We have genetic amnesia, and we have to go back and start to remember who we are if we're going to start to get out of this, because that's why I asked the ancestors to come into the meeting, to come into the classroom, because the ancestors do have the answers because they lived the experience already. You understand what I'm saying? And if they have the abilities to communicate with us, they have the abilities to tell us right from wrong. Like, don't do this because that's a mistake we made. Don't do this because that's a mistake we made. When we compromise here, that's what made us keep falling. Understand what I'm saying? And because we have things like churches and synagogues and things like that have taken over the temple, and we all know that the body is the temple. You see what I'm saying? The people no longer believe in the body being the temple, meaning that's where God is. People think God is here. They think God is in here, right? Which there's remnants here of God, and there's reminders of where God is in here, but God isn't in here. But everybody seems to think so. You know what I'm saying? That's a cutoff. You see what I'm saying? You're cut off. Your ancestors aren't in here. I mean, some of them are, but not all of them. You know what I'm saying? The ones that can give you a lot of knowledge on what happened and what got us here so we can begin to ascend back to the higher height, because I truly believe our ascension will be greater than our previous height, meaning the one we fell from. The height we fell from, our ascension to the new height will be greater, meaning we'll do greater things than our ancestors did. And that's in the scripture. That was written that we would do that the children would come and do greater things than I. You understand what I'm saying? So we got to start doing that work, the greater work. You see what I'm saying? What Yeshua was speaking about, that he already envisioned to come. It's already happened, and the powers that be ain't in power no more. You see them falling Rome is falling right now. You just got to pay attention. You see what I'm saying? You got to know what you're looking at. When you see the orange guy up there, and then you see the whole Congress in an uproar over everything he's doing, right? And then they trying to impeach him, but then they can't impeach him, and then it's all this rigmarole. That junk falling down. That's what you got to realize. And we can't go down with it. We have to be building something in the opposite direction. As it goes down, we building up. You see what I'm saying? And just letting it go down, and it's gonna be a quick switcheroo. As that plummets down, and ours begins to ascend up, everybody gonna switch sides. You see what I'm saying? It's gonna be whoop. You know what I'm saying? So everybody who's on this ship, when this pass by like this, if they can jump off, they will. And it's the ones that don't make it, they gonna go down with it as the ones keep going up. And that's just how it's always been. I'm gonna take you to a time. Think about it. Think about a time right before the Great Flood. Just take your mind there right before the Great Flood. Do you not think God was speaking to certain people to get them right, to get them in a certain place, to make sure they was good, his quote unquote people? And then it was something he didn't have no contact with. Because guess what? They was the reason why he made the flood in the first place. You see what I'm saying? That's how I feel in this time. In this time, there's those of us who are getting certain instructions from higher places. And we have to move on those instructions. Internal tonations, if you will. Internal inklings, if you will. You understand what I'm saying? And you got to trust them. When you get that internal inkling inside you that says, hey, you got to move. Move. Don't question it. Don't think it ain't what it is. You see what I'm saying? Because odds are it's exactly what you thinking it is. You see? So I want to see if anybody has anything to add to that as we continue to progress on. Hold on, I think I got people muted. Bridget, you got anything you gonna say? Trying to unmute y'all. Y'all can unmute yourself.
Can you hear me?
I can't hear you. Yes.
Okay, cool. I don't have anything to add on right now. I'm just listening, learning.
Okay, cool. All right. Let's see here. Other person's audio is going in and out. So I'll just continue on. But so I do want to also focus on the aspect of the body and keeping the frequency of the body on a high level. And people think it's all related to food, where food is a portion of it, but it's really more about the frequency of your mind, and I really mean your brain when I say your mind, because you want to be able to be on the same harmonic frequency daily if you can. I know that's hard. I know we got things pulling. We got children. We got spouses. We got loved ones that may, take us off our game, right? But we always got to get to a center point to actually keep ascending up or out, or ascension is outward. It's contraction and expansion constantly. That's ascension in my mind. Some people may see it differently. Some people see ascension as going up a ladder. I don't like to look at it as up and down. I like to look at it as a sphere that's constantly expanding and contracting depending on its circumstances, its environment, if you will. Hold on, one time for my mind.
Might well come with you.
Right. But as we ascend, we have to focus on our harmonic frequency. Drinking plenty of water, eating food that is nutrient dense. Focus on eating foods that are nutrient dense, meaning high in nutrients. Even research. I have a habit of Googling everything that I eat. It's a great habit, I think, but it's kind of weird. But everything, if I have an attraction to eat the same thing over and over again, I'll Google the benefits of what that is I'm taking. Or if somebody like one of my like say my herbalist, I'll go over his house and pick up some cleanses, and he'll have a new product he uses, and he'll tell me all the ingredients in it. And I'll ask Spirit, I'll look it up, like what all the ingredients. I'm saying, so Spirit, Ben, you do this too, I know. I ask Spirit, okay, I mean, I must need to take that in. My body must need these ingredients. I must be missing these ingredients from my periodic table, because that's what your body is. Your body is literally the periodic table in different weights and measures. You see what I'm saying? So you got a certain measure of helium. You got a certain measure of oxygen. You made of a certain measure of iron. You're made of a certain measure of potassium. You're made of a certain measure of zinc. And you must make sure that those levels are always optimal. Meaning, there don't need to be too much of them. It needs to be the perfect balance of them. And you'll know that when you get that place of stasis. You'll know your body's in a place of stasis because you'll feel good. You know what I'm saying? You'll feel peaceful. You know what I'm saying? If you want to go to sleep, you can. If you want to stay up, you can. You know, you don't battle with fatigue or tiredness. Your thoughts are clear. You don't rush to anger or sadness because you're balanced. You see what I'm saying? Your body is holistic. Your body is whole. You see what I'm saying? Because all your elements, your body is made of the elements. And as long as all the elements are in place, you should be whole. You understand what I'm saying? The problem with the current diet is it strips away the elements. So if you eat McDonald's every day or on a constant basis, you're stripping the elements away from your body. Because these things, when you eat these things, your body is like, you're at war with yourself. So these things are actually attacking your body, not benefiting your body. You understand what I'm saying? When we drink the Fanta sodas and goddamn the Gatorades and take their prescription drugs, eat too much of the chicken with the antibiotics in it and shit. All this stuff is stripping the sugar, the fake sugars. All that stuff is stripping the elements out of your body. It's stripping your periodic table. So you're becoming malnourished, but overweight. Most people in the country are malnourished, but overweight. Then the people who don't have weight are still malnourished, and they almost got a foot in the grave. Because at least people who fat can live off their fat for a while. But the people who skinny, nah, it's a wrap, buddy. You gotta do something else. You see what I'm saying? That's why I asked somebody today. I said, tell me who's the oldest living vegan? Right. They don't live that long. They don't live that long. Just go look it up. Just go see it. They be dying. I know it's a hard thing to conceive, but they don't be making it. Main reason is they don't understand their body is made of elements. You understand what I'm saying? And the body is super intelligent. It's going to use what it needs to use in order to survive. That's why fat people will live longer. Because guess what? The body knows it can live off the fat as long as it possibly can. That's the animal body. You understand what I'm saying? Some people now, this is what I spoke, me and Ben spoke about this probably 2 or 3 days ago, and me and Bridget spoke about this today. But some of us get on our spiritual journeys kind of too heavy, and we begin to neglect the body. You see what I'm saying? We don't eat enough. We don't get enough rest. We worry too much. See, we kind of had a cognitive dissonance going on, right? So we still be in the third dimension doing what the third dimension requires of us, but we be on this spiritual journey. Now understand, the spiritual journey is going to strip you down. The spiritual journey is going to make you naked. But the third dimension is already stripping you. The third dimension is like trying to kill you. It's designed that way right now. You see what I'm saying? It wasn't always that way. And that's why you hear a lot of people saying they don't want to be here no more. Because they've programmed the third dimension to be a hell, not a haven. You understand what I'm saying? So that's what our work is try to reprogram everything to make it a haven again. That's the rituals on the mountains. That's all the traveling across the country doing the rituals and being called different places, being understands what I'm saying, to doing the light work, to bring down these ethers. You see what I'm saying? Because you got to realize the opposite, the opposer, I should say, the people doing the opposite of what we're doing, they're doing the same thing except they're pulling different energies down. They're summoning different, and they're summoning. I don't want to say dark energies because darkness isn't evil. They're summoning evil energies, if you will. Distorted energies, bacteria. They're getting information from parasites, but not like the parasites you think of here. They're like interdimensional or alien, if you will. So you got to realize in the cosmos is still nature. Understand what I'm saying? So if you see a parasite on Earth, understand there's a parasite in the cosmos on some level. It's probably huge. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
If anything that you see walking around on Earth is also in the cosmos, because everything in heaven is on Earth. That's what you got to realize. Because you see a big old giant whale, right? Understand there's something in the cosmos that represents that. That's probably way bigger than it. You see what I'm saying? Earth is just its physical representation, just like us. We are in the cosmos. We're made of the cosmos. That's why I'm glad I got my background. See that? They go to Lord over here. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? We in the cosmos around here, you know. Mars got my back, you know what I'm saying? So we are made up of the planets. And anybody who study astrology heavy know this. You know what I'm saying? You feel this. You know when these planets be moving. I kind of got off track right there, but yeah, man. Anybody want to chime in? Unmute yourself. Gotta unmute yourself.
I just thought it was can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, brother.
I just thought it was cool how you said when you originally something came to you and you had the awareness to say, hey, spirit, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm wondering, like, you know what I'm saying? Because most people may not get to have that. Like, how do you open that type of communication, that spiritual communication, as far as like, because that's inward. You see what I'm saying? And that's where the connection is. And that's what I'm saying. Like, what, you know what I'm saying? What do you do to better that type of communication that can lead you? You know what I'm saying?
So basically, building a better communication with spirit, right?
But yeah, because you were like, you had the herbs in front of you, and you was like, "Spirit, is this for me?" You're like, you know what I'm saying? Right. But you had that connection,
internal inkling.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. That's something everybody has, but the individual cultivates it. So think about your communication with spirit is like you having a third. You know, you have a third eye. You have a third ear too.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So your third ear is like it's that communication that you pick up, like when you listen to your thoughts. But a lot of times you can have a thought, and then you'll have a thought, and then you'll respond to the thought, right? You'll hear a thought in your head, and they call it talking to yourself. It's kind of freaky, but you'll have a thought, and you'll respond to the thought, and then the thought will respond back to you. So you basically having a conversation back and forth with something that you calling you think it's you. It's not you though. My person believe that. Okay, so this is gonna be this is the all right. Brace yourself. So behind your two eyes is a whole nother motherfucking world. If you close your eyes and go into any kind of deep meditation, you will know this. Right. That the veil is behind this point here. And then you have a whole picture going on here. But it's like a whole world. It's a whole universe. And then like your lower realms send images up to this image nation. And it's actually the real world. I'm gonna say it again. That's the real world. The images in that realm are the real images, and they manifest out here in front of your eyes. You have to trust in this process. A lot of us think that what's going on in front of your eyes, you have no control over, because religion taught you that you wasn't God. But you are God, having a physical manifestation that you are here to learn that you are God, or the supreme being, whatever name you want to use. But this ain't going on without you. So I mean, if you're up out of here, it means it's over with. Game over. This ain't going on no more for you. You gone. You up out of here. You see what I'm saying? For those who are here still present in the game, you still, this the real world. This is real. It's real because your avatar is still present. You see what I'm saying? But that reality is manifesting out of your projector, which would be your eyes, but really your third eye. Your third eye is part of the projector too. You just can't see it right now. You see what I'm saying? Some of us can see it. Depends on how much you believe in your imagination.
You better go to church.
But your imagination, like I said, is the real world. It is the real realm. It's the God realm. Now, what's running around in your God realm? Most people don't have control of their God realm. And that's the issue. They got all kind of demons and mobsters and goddamn Teletubbies and goddamn white people, everything running amok in they goddamn God realm. Literally, white people control people's God realm. Understand what I'm saying? Do not let white people control your God realm, meaning that they're in your God realm telling you what to do. So if they can't tell you what to do in your God realm, how can they tell you what to do in the real world or the third dimension or this world in front of your eyes? How can they run the show? Only way they can run the show in your God realm is if you say it's okay to. Jesus, you are the one that's in charge of this realm here. And I allow you to make call the shots. Now, like I said, my astrology people, we know, and my true in tune people, we know that Jesus is truly the Son, and the Son has many names. And we all believe in the Son because we are the Son ourselves, right? Right?
Here, here.
Everybody has a solar plexus, right?
Right.
That means everybody has a sun inside of them. So everybody can illuminate on their own, being children of the Most High. Children of the Most High God.
I want to say something. Going back to what Ben was talking about as far as, because he was asking you, how do you open up that line of communication with spirit and stuff like that? And I wanted to link that back or rewind. Sorry, y'all, I have Power Rangers in the background. I want to rewind that back to what he was talking about at the beginning of this conference about diet, right? And what you put in, because all of that, the sugars, we're talking about consumption, like I said, on all levels, right?
Yeah.
So what you put in as far as food, especially the food, because that's what they really have, control over, and the media. So what you're watching, what you're listening to. So being mindful about all those things is what's going to help you clear, or what he said, get that root chakra back online and
right.
catapult, or I guess clear all the other ones out too, so you can have an easier communication, right?
Indeed. The food is the first step. It's easy to remove the TV. It's easy to remove the radio, social media, a lot of these things that you're consuming through your eyes and your ears, right? It's easier to block a lot of those things out, but the food can be touchy. Mainly, like I said, because we're not growing our own food, right? So you got to take somebody else's word for it, that whatever it is right for you. if it's not in its raw natural state, right? And if it's in a package, like say it's peanuts. If it ain't in the goddamn peanut shell and it's got all kind of stuff on the peanut, like you don't know what all that other stuff is. So you open to that. Now I'm just saying we know this, I'm putting it out there, but that's why I say it's only a third of it. Food is a third of it. Putting a proper cleansing procedure in place is actually the most important thing. And I say that because that's what's not in place right now. Like, we don't have a cleansing procedure that we do on a frequent enough basis, or a frequent basis. I'm talking about as a collective now, not individuals, as a collective. We don't have a cleansing. Like, everybody know every year Christmas come around, everybody gonna grub. Things come around, everybody gonna grub. But what part of you everybody fast? What part of you everybody clean? You see what I'm saying? We got a lot of holy days where all we do is consume. Waste. There is no period of time where people are like, all right, we ain't even eating now. I mean, we have certain things like Lent, right? Just different periods that other cultures practice where they don't do stuff, but they let go of
Ramadan.
stuff. But Ramadan, exactly. Different traditions keep certain customs, right? But I'm talking about our people, which now that gets even more interesting, because everybody's customs came from us. That's the crazy part. Like, literally, it was our people who went around went around the world teaching these different customs, and even teaching people how to eat, teaching people what to grow and when to plant it. Because, you know, we was into astrology. So because we was into astrology, we knew when stuff was growing based on when certain planets was in certain places. You see what I'm saying? So we actually got to go. We have to go back in time for everybody else to really progress and move forward in time. For us to get back to an apex, we got to go back to how we used to be. Right? Everybody else is evolving into something new. You understand what I'm saying? So, but back on what Darcel was saying, because that's very important. Consumption is the most important thing right now. But we gotta understand consumption on all levels. You know what I'm saying? Like, every port on the body, or every orifice, like every opening on the body is a consumption tool. It's a point of entry. It's a gate that has to be guarded. You understand what I'm saying? And the consciousness being the most fertile of them all, really. You see what I'm saying? What you believe in, or what incepts into your mind, is like really the most deadly, but also the most beneficial, depending on what you upload into your consciousness. You see what I'm saying? I do think through chemical warfare that they're able to, if you eat certain stuff, they're able to upload certain information into you through certain frequencies. You see what I'm saying? And they may be able to do this through the nanotechnology. If you look on certain regular processed foods, and if you read on the back, it'll say that this food ingredient contains genetically modified ingredients. And a lot of these genetically modified ingredients are nanotechnologies, nanobytes. So they literally can see radio frequencies to these nanobytes, and these nanobytes send thoughts into your mind. Maybe just telling you to go get some more of whatever you just ate, if nothing else. You see what I'm saying? But it could get as deadly as, you know, they might send a frequency out that make people be psychotic, or maybe suicidal, or, you know, just be more violent, because you got this nanotechnology inside of you. But if you have a cleansing system in place, then your body is intelligent enough to pass all this stuff out, even the nanobites. You see what I'm saying? Because the body will recognize it as a foreign thing. But if the body doesn't understand what foreign things are, then it doesn't know what to get rid of. So that's what the herbs do. I have a book that I actually brought in here that actually helps. It is a Dr. Sebi book. Oh yeah, nope, that's not it. second. But once you start taking the herbs, and here it is, that's how your body starts to know what's foreign and what's not. Everybody see that? Everybody see that book?
Yes.
So it says alkaline herbal medicines reverse disease and heal the electric body. The African biomineral balance supports the healthy expression of the African genome in all people. So the taking of the herbs and the roots and the barks and the seeds and whatnot, right? This is what teaches the body what the body needs and what's foreign to the body. If we never take these things in, the body don't know what's foreign to it and it accepts everything as what's supposed to be, and it'll absorb into the body, because the human body is that amazing that it can assimilate, it can adapt to any situation. If you ate nails for a long fucking time, your body will get used to you eating nails. There's actually people who do that stuff. There's people who eat glass. You know what I'm saying?
Savage.
So that's actually how amazing our bodies are. But just think, if you just put the good stuff in your body all the time. I truly believe that we would eat stuff that made us grow bigger. I truly believe that we would eat some kind of root or some kind of bark that made us 10, 12 feet tall, because it had the right enzymes or whatever genetic material in it to make you do it. But we had knowledge of it too. You see what I'm saying? I think it's herbs and roots that make you hyper intelligent, super intelligent, but they got us cut off from them. The reason why I believe that, because I know what the herbs and roots have done for me since I've been on. Since I've been taking herbs and roots for everything, it's certain stuff I have not gone back to because of that, because my body's just like, no, you can't put that in your body.
Mm.
That is literal poison. And me taking the herbs and the roots and the bitter tonic thing is how I identified that. Beforehand, I didn't even know it, and I used to eat this stuff religiously. It's some stuff you can yeah, I probably all experienced it. It's some stuff you can eat and your mouth will go numb.
Mm-hmm.
You know what that is? That's cocaine.
I was gonna say cocaine.
Yep. That's that cocaine. That's how people get hooked on cocaine. They basically what they call it? It's like they vaccined us for cocaine on certain stuff, right? So it's certain candies and shit that we would eat as kids. That shit was preparing you to be a fucking damn dope head.
Yep.
That's why we were so easily able to get hooked on that shit. That's why in the fucking crack epidemic, they took to that shit quick. Why? They was probably already eating the candy like a motherfucker when they was kids. Body was already ready for it. Now, yeah, this is a conspiracy. This is a theory. But what else have we got to run off of? Ain't like they gonna tell you the truth. Now look what's happening though. You got the opioid crisis, right? What was the precursor to the opioid crisis? Prescription meds. You see what I'm saying? This shit just took off. It's common sense. You know what I'm saying? Like, and the only way we're going to be able to overcome it is to go back to the earth. You got to take the herb. You got to get the roots. You got to start that stuff. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Consumption. Oh. Hold on one second, guys. I got a person that wanted to be invited. I don't know who this is. Well, she's a Moor, so I'm gonna send her an invite. One second, y'all. But if anybody would like to chime in on that right while I'm sending this invite.
Well, I would like to add on, as far as my experience with the herbs, I can say pretty much the same. I make the herbal detox teas, and when I am detoxing or using those herbs, it's kind of like I don't have a craving for certain foods. And I think that's one of the reasons that I do the detox, because it cleanses and flushes me out. And then I don't crave sugar. I don't crave a lot of the GMO stuff. Like, cause I do have times where I might be like, I want some cookies. And so I will get some cookies or something like that. But it's like, once I get on sweets, sometimes I have that, oh my God, I gotta have another cookie or I gotta have another cookie. But when I have my herbal teas, like I detox often. So it's kind of like it stops that craving. And I've noticed that when I do take my herbs. So I
Yep.
agree.
Yep. Yep. And that's just the body. That's just the body taking in that data, right? That information from the sun that that particular herb was designed or programmed in the seed